Right, okay, hello, welcome to Warhammer 2 Total War, part 2, I suppose, of my Kislev play. This is just... I'm planning this really just to be another test to see how my computer runs it, because last time it seemed to do alright, but then apparently Twitch was having issues towards the tail end, so I would just like to make sure that is not my computer. I will actually turn some of the settings down a bit, just... I don't know, to ease up the load of my computer. What do I want to compromise on? Sure. I've already got shadows on high. FXAA, that should be fine. VSync, yeah. Unit size is large. Sure. We'll see how that goes. I think the biggest things would be like units and so on, but turning it down some of the other things might help a bit. Anyway, if I go to continue or load, it doesn't really matter. Here we are to get into our campaign. I don't think much had happened last time. Actually, no. Fort Jakova was taken by the Red Eye tribe. I am playing this with multiple mods, as you would note as I'm playing as Kislev. Some of the mods actually add new units to the Greenskins, or one of the mods actually adds new units to the Greenskins. The mod comes in two parts. There. We were having some battles against the Norsemen coming down from Norska. I think we had raised one of their settlements, the Berseling camp, I think it's called, just to the east of Prague, so that they would let up on us a little bit. So we're still kind of surrounded by enemies, and I am lacking the funds to organize armies to defend all of my territory. Because unlike how it used to be in this mod for Kislev, Kislev is no longer divided into two factions. Previously it used to be the faction of Kislev around the capital of Kislev, and the other faction was... I forget what it was. It was a white flagged Kislev, and they were centered around the port city of Erengrad. And they sort of split the eastern and western oblasts in half between them, which made it a bit easier to manage things because the AI gets bonuses and they can build their armies and do all their stuff, and you kind of can just let them at it. But now I have all the territory, so. I always wonder with pictures like this, which have like zombies or something in them, whether any of the zombies' faces are based off the artist. Or any of the characters' faces are based off the artist. I swear some of the ones in the Warhammer Fantasy Battles box art for the models is like that. Because sometimes the face just looks too realistic. Compared to all the others, it's just like, that one's surprisingly sort of more, I don't know, more specific than the others. We have a rather large loading time before the campaign to load up. It gets better when you actually get into the game. Though loading in and out of battles can be a little bit... I think loading out of battles can sometimes be really long. But, oh well. It'd be faster if I had it on an SSD, but sadly I do not have one. I don't think I could afford one. Go on, nearly there. There we go. Okay, now, where are my armies? There's Boris here, I think his name is. Yep, Boris Borka, and he's going down to Kislev. There's Fort Jakova, and it's been taken by an army of Greenskins, headed by Ornery Backslider, who has a potion of healing item. Prague, Volkskrag can be upgraded. We might do that. What's Draghoff do? Or Zoyshank. Zoyshank's probably going to get attacked by tower from up here by the Varg. So I might want to do Volkskrad. They're a bit better bit better protected all the way over here. So I'll do that.
How can I assist you?
And you can't move because you just raised the camp. So I could have settled it. The uninhabitable climate kind of makes it unfeasible at the moment. Every faction in the game has habitable climates or regions which they can inhabit. Ignore this, that's just because there's no like animation for the character faction leader because it's a mod. You can see down here suitable climates for Kislev are temperate, frozen, temperate island, unpleasant are savanna and mountain, and uninhabitable are wasteland, ocean, chaotic wasteland, desert, magical forest, and jungle. So we could actually inhabit Ulthuan. Interesting. Kind of surprising about mountains. I suppose it makes sense. All this is uninhabitable to us. It means we can settle there, but you see here we get all these negatives from it. Less income from buildings, plus 100% time for construction, less growth, less casualty replenishment, construction cost plus 50% for buildings, -3 to public order, and recruitment duration plus 1 turn for all units. So if you want to settle there, you can, but you're not really going to be making much money off of it. I'll actually upgrade Zavastra as well. We'll do that. There. Because I got the money from raising that settlement. And it's in turn. We really don't have that much money. 181. 183 was it? Coming in per turn. I think the Greenskins are just going to have to squat on Fort Jakova for a while. I don't know. Unless I get Katarin down there to remove them. They don't have the strongest army. From what I remember, it's a bunch of orc boys, goblins, and I think a unit of snotlings, which is pathetic. But I don't mind. I like that the mod adds snotlings. As pathetic as they are, it's funny. Oh! Skaven are attacking us. Damn it. Clan Mulder is going to siege Prague. That's not good. It looks like, unless they're going to go after Volksgrad. Volksgrad. Does that mean just like people town? Yep, and there's Varg too. That's going to be Surtha Ek on his chariot. Up here. Let's see. Yep. Defeat the following lord in army in battle. Surtha Ek, Varg. Okay. So I've got Skaven here. Morlock. Grey Seer. I think Grey Seer of Ruin. Maybe a plague. I can't tell. Got a whole bunch of clan rats, spears, shields, and slaves. Maybe there's some rat ogres in there. Got Surtha Ek here on a chariot. Marauders with marauder chariots as well, so. What's the garrison of these places like? Really not that good.
What do you need?
They have rat ogres. They're going to be able to siege my settlement and attack it in the same turn. If they don't, then we might be able to get there to save the city in time. You're not... I can't see that settlement anymore because they captured it. Kislev has a pretty good garrison. Would I be able to defeat the Greenskin army with that? Yeah, I think so.
Yes, my lord.
So, how far can you reach? There if you march, and you over there if you can march.
So,
Okay, I'll move you.
praise Sigma.
I want to move you to Fort Ostrosk. You have to march to get there, though, and march to get down there, which probably means you can have a maximum move there.
What does the Emperor bid?
I would like him to reinforce this settlement. It's going to take you 2 turns to get there anyway, so if I
Step to it.
move you there. You can get another unit of spears. Like, it'll help you a little bit. There you go. Can I do anything else? Nope. Hey, would some people like trade agreements?
But my time is short.
No.
Disagree with that?
Yeah. Who likes me?
Yes.
Cracker Jack does. Trade agreement? Nope. The Empire likes me.
Be at peace. For
Trade
that
agreement?
is all I am.
What about military access as well? Nope. Just trade agreement?
Fool's
Nope.
catch.
Nobody likes me. Nope. Okay. We're gonna have to do this alone. Maybe I shouldn't have gone off and attacked the Bearslings camp so soon. Holding my army back and maybe dealing with the attacks as they come towards me for a bit would have been more prudent. Oh well, whatever. I'll just have to live with any mistakes I make. Oh, they're just raiding my settlement. Okay, or raiding my territory, my region. That's fine. Apparently they're not making any gold from that. They're getting food. Food is a mechanic just for the Skaven. They're very hungry rats. And a lot of their buildings and maintaining armies requires food. If you get low on food, they end up starving and their leadership drops because of it. So you need to stockpile a lot of food if you want to do expanding, building of settlements, and to fight efficiently. Though I think there is a benefit to having low food. I can't remember what it is. Anyway. Oh, but they've got a war mammoth, and we've got 3 spears and 2 swordsmen, so we can't fight this. We'll just let them, I don't know, raid it, destroy the settlement. Are they going to destroy it? Yep. Fort Stragolf. They raise a pillar there in honor of one of the 4 chaos gods. I believe it is the Raven. Yes.
Madness. No.
There, you can see it. Pillar of the Raven, which is Zinch. You can go into Fort Ostrok. And I would like you to go to Prague. Actually,
Going forth.
hold there at the bridge.
I acquiesce to your request.
If they come and attack me, we have the benefit if we hold the bridge. They might feel gutsy enough to try and move on my army because, hey, it's just an army, it's full of weak units.
The nation calls.
If they attack... Can I see what they have in their army yet? No. Yes, yes.
I will marshal the band.
Like, as long as I don't lose, like, Ehrengrad, Prague, and Kislev. Fort Ostrok would be nice to hold as well.
Yes, my lord.
I'm actually making negative money. That's because the Skaven are raiding this territory. You see, 147 gold. They're taking money now, because the turn passed. It doesn't count it if they start raiding. So, think I'm actually... I don't know whether the raiding actually stops me from getting any income in this province, or this region. I think it does. Anyway. So, we're holding up at the bridge here. If they attack us, we'll have a easy bridge battle. If they don't, then I can move to Prague, or I'm in range of attacking them. But they'll probably run off. But then I'd be able to force march Katarin to attack them, and then I'll be able to get Boris to engage them. As long as they don't run straight back towards Hell Pit. They run west this way, then Boris will be able to intercept them. And I'll be able to draw them into a battle using my entire army, even if I have to force march them. They'll be tired when they come into battle from force marching, but, you know, it's not that big of a deal. My leadership is still pretty good. If they run up this way, however, this is going through rough terrain, and there's no road, so I might not be able to reach them if they go up here. Even with both of them. Well, they might run down that way. That way would be unfortunate. Oh! Okay, they're raiding Fort Ostrosk now. So they've moved away from the army of Katarin and closer to Boris's army. Might be able to force march Katarin over there. And I don't think the Greenskins down there are actually doing anything. Oh, okay. Well, that scuppered that idea. Are they allied? Possibly. The, Varg there, Surtha Ek, is sieged Fort Ostrosk. So, yes. We are making money now, though, because they're not raiding Prague. What have you got? Oh, you actually took some damage in the battle when you haven't repaired it. You're actually a little weakened. A little. Not much. You got 4 spears. You've got spears, swordsmen, and 2 crossbows. What would be the best way to deal with this? Attack him in the field? I don't have enough range to take down the war mammoth. That's anti-infantry, and it basically stomps over everything.
You need me?
You're not within range of them. Could try and lay an ambush and tempt them closer. Hey, anyone want to, like, trade with me now? I would be happy if you did so.
What?
Hey, Cracker Drac.
Let's hear what.
Ugh. Go on, mouse wheel.
Does not have my consent.
Oh, come on, it's not that bad.
Well, that is all I ever
Trade?
want in my name.
Nope. I'm sorry, my advisors are against this. Hey, Red Eye.
If this is bad news, I'll poke out your eyes.
Yeah, great. Peace? No, you're not interested in peace. What about the Varg?
I've been looking forward to this. Prepare to be ripped to shreds.
Nope. Okay, fine. What about the Skaven?
Horned prophet. You seek favor of the Horned One, yes.
No, I don't. Okay, fine. Well, no one's
Lady of the Glade at your service.
no one's being very,
I go then.
you know, diplomatic at the moment. If I move you there, you're within range of Prague's extra units.
No.
Still can't see their entire army. You could attack me straight off, because the War Mammoth has Siege Attacker. So it could break down my gates. There will be no peace in our time. No peace, just war. I don't even have elect accounts to summon. I think I've got Boyers. So they could attack me at any turn with the War Mammoth, because they don't need to build siege weapons, but they probably will. How would that go? It's about 50-50. It says about 50-50, but this War Mammoth is terrifying. Maybe I'm talking it up a bit too much, but War Mammoths are very large, and the siege and the chariots also are kind of nasty. Honestly, the leadership's not that great, so if you could break the rest of the army, they tend to run off after themselves. I hope the AI is better in this game than Civ 5, where Harald Horfranger from Norway has negative impression of me because I have no ships, even though I am landlocked. I don't know how to pronounce that A. Civ 6. Okay. Oh. You have no navy! What type of a man are you? Well, I can build a navy on this single lake here. Would that please you? No. Must have a large navy. A grand navy.
Proud daughter of Athel.
Okay. Well, we'll just end turn. Whatever. I haven't played too much of these Civ games. I think the one I've played the most of is Civ 4, but I haven't played it for ages. I do have Civ 5, and I like the combat in that one more than Civ 4, because it's not percentage-based, which I always found kind of irritating. I preferred, like, the direct damage of Civilization 5. I haven't actually looked at Civilization 6. I don't know. The series is good. And I do kind of like 4X games, but... yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's all the DLC for it. I can't complain, this game's got a fair bit of DLC, so... does have an Australian faction though, doesn't it? It's got it headed by some past Prime Minister, which I never heard of. Then relation erodes, he declares a surprise war, but since the AI is incapable of doing anything in the new civs, they crush him and take some cities from him, and then the whole world hates me because I'm apparently a warmonger, even though he started the war. It can end up like that in Total War games. Be hesitant about agreeing to military alliances with other factions. Even defensive alliances, because if you're in a defensive or military alliance with another faction, you're sort of obligated to join them in a battle, or join them in a war if they go to war. So if they go, oh, I'm going to declare war on the Dark Elves, and you're like, but they're all the way over there, and I don't particularly want to deal with them. But they're like, nope, and you're my ally. So, are you going to join this war or not? And you can say yes, and they'll be like, okay, and you're now at war with them. If you say no, you get labeled a untrustworthy person, and everyone hates you a bit more for that. So you see here, reliability very high. If I say break a non-aggression pact, or if I declare war on a faction I have just recently declared peace with,
Can I offer assistance?
everyone will end up distrusting me, and they'll be less likely to agree to, what's it called? Like, you know, terms with me, so. They're actually not allied together. So. Can I see your siege equipment being built? No, I can't. Okay. Well, we're not going to take, I might actually just be able to move my army over there and have them run away. Hey, Skaven. I'm coming to get you. I'm not scared of this army, really. Even if they have some rat ogres here, it's just slaves and clan rats. They've got numbers, and they're warlock engineer. They're not warlock engineer. Grace here, the general or the lord of the army is. He's level 2. He's probably going to just have warp lightning or maybe pestilent breath spells, which they have. You can see all the spells listed here. Warp lightning here. It shoots bolts of lightning from the sky. Zap. Very good, especially on tabletop. It was a staple. And pestilent breath. Blah. It's bad breath. It's the same in Europa Universalis 4, where an ally declared war upon the whole Holy Roman Empire, France, Spain, and the Commonwealth. It calls me in, even though I am 10,000 gold in debt, have no manpower left, and just lost another war against someone else. The way this game is designed, things are sort of supposed to end up in a massive brawl between all the factions, because there's sort of the forces of order and the forces of destruction, and they're sort of purposely against each other. However, in there's a bit more, you know, finagling. Even the good factions, the order factions rather, will fight amongst themselves, though it's unlikely, more unlikely for some of them. And the destruction factions, they can ally with each other. For the most part, they tend to just hate everyone who's not them. Everyone hates Skaven. Oh, the Skaven ran back to Hell Pit. Okay, that's fine. And the Varg going to leave me alone? It'd be nice if they did. I have to retake Fort Stragov now. Anyway, but the Norsemen end up allying with the Warriors of Chaos. Or kind of. They get beaten into submission, supposedly. There's the Beastmen, which ally with Chaos, perhaps. So they get penalties for that. The Vampire Counts are kind of their own faction. Are they destruction? Not really. Kind of. Surtha Ek ran off. The vampire counts as a faction. They're all about, like, killing and raising people, but in a way, they're opposed to chaos. They're just like, you know, the living aren't doing a good enough job fighting against chaos. We're going to kill everyone and then deny chaos their souls and rule over an empire of dead. And that way we'll save everyone. Something like that. And we'll be the rulers. So, have a second army there. Scrot. What's your garrison there like? Plague monks, clan rats, night runners, plague claw catapult, rat ogres, hell pit abomination. Yeah. Slave slingers and night runners with slings. Okay.
What?
Proud daughter of Athel Lauren.
I don't want to chase you all over the place. I'm gonna have to. Let's go to Zoyshenk. I don't want you raising Zoyshenk as well. We just need money.
The Empire.
Don't have money. If people would trade with me... I had money and then I spent it on upgrading buildings. Which is fine. It's an investment early on. That would be nice to get. The shipwrecks give you money. But I can't move my army to do that because I'm being attacked. How much would I need for that? 750. Isn't it giving me 77 income? Okay. How much are you giving me base anyway? 60. Oh, right, yeah, 60, and then my research gave me... what? Plus 10%. That'd be like 66 though, wouldn't it? Oh, whatever. No. Okay, fine. Whatever. Is there a good idea to just leave the Southlands and make sure your north is secure before going south? The Southlands of my provinces are probably the most secure. Apart from those Greenskins, which decided to take Fort Jakova, there's not really any other enemies there. The Empire is very unlikely to declare war on me. It could happen. But as long as I don't do anything to annoy them, like march my armies through their territory or, I don't know, do something else, like, I don't know, release Norsemen because they dislike that, they prefer me killing them, then they're probably not going to declare war on me. They're humans as well, so they're sort of like, well, you know, we're sort of in this together, in a way. It's just there's like 3 different enemies all the way up here, which I have to deal with. Well, 2, kind of. There's Norska, Varg, and there's also the other Norse faction over here. Which I think was the Bearslings. And then there's also the Skaven of Hell Pit, which is kind of a threat which you have for quite a while, because it takes a fair bit of effort to uproot them. Do I have any other forts in the south before they get to my heartland? Heartland, I mean. Forts. Oh, you mean like Fort Ostrosk? Or Fort Straghoff? There is forts in the game. I do not have any. The names of the settlements is not really indicative of what they are. Erengrad here is a city. Fort Ostrosk here is a city. Prague is a city. Skaven are attacking me. Kislev is a city. Just a place they cannot get past. We do have bridge crossings. There's a bridge here, a bridge there, and there's no bridge here. There's like river crossing there, but that leads into the Empire. So there's also a bridge here, but Hell Pit's up here, so they can just go anywhere from there. And Norscans just come through these ways, or over here. So I can block this bridge if, when chaos comes down from here, I can hold this bridge. If they do push through and take Prague, I could hold here and defend Kislev from there. There's also a bridge here to defend from this way. There's another bridge here, another one here, and another one here. I think? Yeah. There's a fair few bridges, but... Hell Pit seems like a strategic target to take out. It seems to be on your side of the mountains. It is. It's in like this little crater here. The problem is that, well, there's a lot of Skaven, and I kind of lack an answer to deal with a lot of Skaven. They also have some rather good, what's it called? What can I get? Upkeep -5. That might be good. In a turn or so. Yeah, I'll get best of Kislev. Their garrison here is actually quite tough. Oh, they have 3 armies. I'm not even playing on hard, I'm just playing on normal. But Hell Pit has a rather large garrison, as you can see over on the left there. Made up of... They have 2 Hell Pit abominations, and 2 rat ogres. Rat ogres, as I said, aren't too much of a problem. Hell Pit abominations, however, are kind of a big deal. Cracker Drac! Hey, buddies! Trade? No? Fine. Sigh. No, we don't want to help you manlings. You manlings have got too many grudges in our book. And you make weak beer. Of course we won't trade with you. Why would we want your weak beer? And you can't even grow proper beers. I would not be able to block the entrance from the mountains even if I take Hell Pit. Well... If I pause at a moment. No. Wait. Okay. Can I move the camera? Nope. Okay. There's a mountain range behind Hell Pit, which I cannot move through. Hell Pit's, like, up against the mountains, and it's only accessible from this way. For me. The Skaven can, however, like, jump over using tunnels. Norse can't do that. Oh, they're attacking me. Oh, and they've ambushed me. Welp. I don't know whether they moved all their armies to attack me. Skaven are very good at ambushing. So, we force marched. They've landed an ambush. And they probably outnumber me. There seems to be a path to the east of the Hell Pit. There is a path through the mountains further east. Past Prague. But mountains for the most part are impassable. They're just a terrain feature. Yep. Yeah. I don't know if this is going to go well. Oh dear. Our troops are pretty dowdy though. We might be able to hold on. And I don't get to see how many are attacking me. If there are reinforcements, they will attack in waves, because the reinforcing army will not be positioned with the army which is ambushing me. So I will be able to deal with the ambushing army first, then hopefully deal with the reinforcements after. They don't all pile on me at once, which is good. I wish I had more in the way of area of effect to deal with them. You would think they would not attack if they didn't think they had a chance to win. It is... The AI does only attack if it thinks it has a good chance of winning. However, it can only compare the quality of my troops to the quality of its troops. It can't determine the skill of the player. I'm not bragging, but it's only looking at like, oh, you've got weak, you've got early game units. I have early game units, but I have more, so I have a higher chance of winning. But, it's sort of disregarding things like, I have mounted archers, which I can use to kite their units around and make them follow them. And there was a pestilent breath there. Okay, let's pause. And how's it looking? Okay, we have Skaven all the way along there. We have Skaven in front of us. There's an enemy reinforcing army over here, which is another Grey Seer of Plague. They're very tired, and we have another one. So both armies actually came to attack us. All three armies are here. And they just hurt a bunch of my guys with a pestilent breath. Okay, well, my guys are tired. They're not exhausted. Form up. Go there. Archers. Go over there. How far along are they? Skaven slaves. Fine. Go over there. Cannon. Go like that. Let's see. There we go. Come on, mouse wheel. There we go. Dracena. Go over there. Winged Lancers. Go over there. Kossars. Gospodar Axemen. The spears will take the initial brunt of the attack. Swordsman, you can go over there. Kreml Guard. Go behind there. Katarin, go in the Kreml Guard. You all group. All hold. Actually, form up that way. Our guys are actually exhausted because, yeah, they start off tired, but then as soon as I move them, they go exhausted. Yep. They're on us already! Just fight them. You get there, and you. Okay. Go over there. Go over there. Go there. How's it going? We haven't dropped any frames, that's pretty good. You two, go over there. Oh, another thing of the Skaven I actually forgot to mention. They can make units pop up out of the ground. Thinking of that, I might have to put some of my units over near my cannon. Actually, will they be able to do that? They'll have to spend food to be able to do that, because they're not in territory which has good Skaven corruption. So they might not have any abilities of that. You can see some of the Skaven are already breaking. Slaves are pathetic. They're there as bodies. Let's have a look at this battle, actually. Yeah, we can see all the Skaven. I like the Skaven in my army on the tabletop. No, I do like them so much. They're just giant rat men. Ah, we hate them stupid man things. Look at that guy. Ah, he's getting stuck into it. He's got a bottle on his belt too, so he's probably half drunk. Or all drunk. Best way to fight them. Just a teeming horde of rats. And there's their general. Their Grey Seer. If we got rid of that, that would be very good. Katarin. What can you do? Shield of Cold. On these Gospodar Halberdiers. Because I want them to hold. Okay. We need to flank around them. That will make them more worried about their position. They'll be like, oh no, we're being flanked. Yeah, I don't think I actually have any charges of their... what's it called? Menace from Below, which is the name of the ability where they're hiding. Where they pop up from underground. Okay. Shoot Morlock, he's just a wizard. Skaven slingers. Slave slingers. Oh no, and there's some night runners with slingers. Skaven slaves with slings are alright. Hopefully this is not the Battle of Ilsundlana all over again. I'm not familiar with that, sorry. They've got these... they've got slings. They're kind of effective. Not really. Night runners have got better slings. And they're slightly sneaky. There's several great clans for the Skaven. There's 4 great clans of the Skaven, mostly. And they're focused on technology, plague, mutant monsters, and like sneaky assassins and like ninjas. Oh, when the British got crossed by the Zulu. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of like that. Skaven actually can build their army in a number of different ways. At the moment we're seeing like just numbers. There we go. Ta-da! Of course, clan rats don't care about slaves fleeing. Because they're slaves. They're meant to flee.
In the name of the twin-tailed comet!
So. Come on, charge those slings. Go up here. You can't... can you fire from there? Okay. Cut them down. Our units may not be the best in melee, however, or our archers, horse archers may not be the best in melee. However, if the unit is fleeing, we can just cut them down, and that denies them numbers. Okay, charge over there. And if we can get them to shattered, that will be very good indeed. Katarin, Gospodar, Axeman. There we go. We're getting some nice Skaven themed music here. Because they're outnumbering us so badly. Over there. No! You didn't get caught by those spears. Spears have a bonus against large, and cavalry counters large, so you don't want your cavalry getting charged by spears. Makes sense. Okay, come on. Charge into the back there. Come back. Form up again, archers. Tra-tra-tra. Wham! So glorious. And they're fleeing! Turn around, charge those spears. Oh, they're broken. Good. Move up. Spears. Move there. You, and you. Move behind them. You two are facing the right way. Go there. You... go over there. You go there. Kreml guard. Katarin. Okay. Oh, one of my units got caught. Where did you get caught? Over there. Eh. by spears.
Our orders.
You see, Skaven flee rather easily. However, the problem is that they flee and then they come back.
Ready. Fire. My sigmas.
Actually, you save your ammunition.
Our steeds are restless. Weapons drawn. Ready. For Heldenhammer. We serve France. To battle. Halberdiers.
Okay.
Taking position. Ready for war. Send us
Hey, we killed their general. Well done.
Sigma call.
That'll hurt their leadership badly.
Taking position.
They do have multiple generals. Where is their other general, in fact? Some of their units are still coming in on the battlefield. However, even if they do, they'll still be negatively affected by all the damage we're doing to their main army. So they might just appear and then run off again. As I said, Skaven flee rather easily, though they tend to flee and then rally and then come back. Fleeing is kind of a big thing for a big part of the Skaven. They actually get a bonus to their movement speed when they flee.
Moving now.
They got that on the tabletop as well. They were able to flee an extra inch.
Sigma
Okay.
call. Hold fire.
Charge them. Wham! Save my own fare!
Formation march.
Okay.
For Heldenhammer.
Move up. Archers.
Ready to serve.
Hey, you're back. 5 of you left.
Sigma preserver.
I don't know, just withdrawal. I don't usually do that, but... You're out of ammo, aren't you? Charge them. Charge them. Go over there. Bonus to fleeing seems like a trait you should only take for RP. It is actually useful in the tabletop. Kind of. It depends on whether your unit is able to rally after they started fleeing, but... The usefulness of it was that if in the tabletop, if a unit flees, then the enemy unit which was able to cause them to flee is able to roll to see whether they can catch them. And if they do, they just annihilate the squad. So the Skaven fleeing an extra inch would mean they have a slightly better chance of getting away from the enemy. If you rolled a 6, you would be able to flee up to 7 inches, which is beyond what I believe basically every unit is able to charge to. Get out of there.
Great swords. Sigma calls.
Though, as I said, the problem is rallying once you've fled.
By all ranks.
And the Skaven are not an army which you play for reliability. On the tabletop especially. Their units are pretty terrible. Though they do have powerful units later on, but most of their powerful units come from technology, which we are not seeing here. We're just seeing masses of clan rats.
Ready. We serve the Emperor.
Because they have things like flamethrowers, long-range sniper rifles, Gatling guns,
Formation. March.
like poison grenade throwers, lightning cannons, and so on. For the Overmind.
Great swords.
Right, yes, there's more Skaven coming, so...
For war. Yes, sir. Quickly.
Move to there, you move to there,
Spearmen.
you
For Heldenhammer.
move to there.
At speed.
Okay, and you there, you there, and you there. Do I have any spells which can... No. Hey, Cannon, move up to that ridge there. How's your field of view, actually? Ah, that's pretty good. You're up on a hill. Move over there, actually. I'll turn you off because you've got limited ammunition left. Okay. Most of their armies are fleeing. They have some spears left. And shields. And a Gracier of Plague. Scrot. He's got glowy horns. And a staff with warpstone on it. Look at the motley crew of Skaven. I don't really expect them to last long. Seems like they've lost the main battle. Yep, we were able to hold out pretty well there, and they didn't do that much damage to me. Shoot that's weak point. Shoot as weak point for maximum damage. Pretty much. Their weak point is their leadership. Skaven are bold in numbers, but once their leaders go down or they start losing then the unit numbers, they start fleeing. Okay, I could actually show this. They have special abilities. Here we go. Strength in numbers. Skaven are craven by nature, but take courage when in packs of their own kind, where they move slower but enjoy the safety of numbers. So while their hit points are higher than 50%, they have 8 melee defense and 6 leadership. When is Total War Civil War coming out? I don't know. I don't think they actually have one planned. The next one is Troy. The closest thing to that is Empire Total War, which is basing, like, you know, redcoats and colonial era Britain, and you have the colonies in America. So you can fight the War of Independence, but not the Civil War. The closest one to the period of Civil War, I think, is the Fall of the Samurai for Shogun 2, where I think you do get some. You get some American troops as like support units for your Japanese armies, as well as you can get some French troops and maybe some British troops, because that's set in 1912. I think it's set then, or maybe a bit earlier than that. Because you have ironclads and like steam vessels and all that. And coastal bombardments, which are hilarious. And you can play traditional, so you can be like archers and samurai versus rifle-armed squads and cannons. Which is not as dumb as it sounds, because you just slaughter them in melee. It seems like the perfect game for a period like that. There is a game, I believe, based on the Civil War. I forget what it's called, though. It was made by a modder for Total War. I think it's Civil War something or other. It's on Steam, but sadly the time period does not particularly interest me, so I haven't looked into it too much. Empire Total War's alright. It's kind of unstable, though. It always ends up crashing for me. Could do a video of it sometime. It's also very large, which I do like, but the one time I played a game of it was, what's it called? I think I played as Russia. And it was just like, build farms everywhere, and then wallow in gold for the rest of the game. North and South for the Nintendo Entertainment System. It's an actual game. There was a bunch of like strategy games on the NES, wasn't there? Or several. I've never looked at them. I know there wasn't some earlier consoles like Commodore 64. There was like Civ, early like Civ type games, or like I think that they might have been more like advanced wars where you're moving your units around and on a grid like that. But bam, cannons fire. They've come close to us. Let's tear through their ranks a bit. Bam! Yeah, they got their shields up. It's not going to do anything against cannonball. Come on. Actually, hold off. Let me bring up the targeting crosshair. Bam! Don't hit my own units. Damn it! I miscalculated the trajectory. Oops. Friendly fire, friendly fire. Oh dear. I think that nearly hit Katarine too. Oh, there's more Skaven coming from over there as well. Medic! Okay, stop firing. Actually, aim at them. You're going very tired. Spears, clan rats. They hid in the forest. Clan rats, spears, clan rats, clan rats, clan rats, spears. As long as our cavalry don't get caught by their spears. Or we crush their spears by charging them on multiple sides. We should be able to hold. Magic. Come on. Go over there. Reinforce. And you. You. Yeah, do that. Katarine, get in the center. I need your leadership. Oh. Cast Bless with Filth. That gives them poisoned attacks. Go. Okay. Move over there. Stop attack. Stop shooting. The Skaven are fleeing. There's more coming in. Actually, they're just clan rats, so we'll deal with them. Actually, no, we need to deal with the mass on our front lines. We can't go chasing down units all the way over there. We need our units here. I could send Katarina in. She's not a terrible fighter. She is a mage, but she's still a lord. Okay. Glorious charge into the rear of them. They're all fleeing already, so it's going to be more of a mopping up job. Bam! That break him? Pretty much. Wavering. Charge a bit more. Okay, we're gonna get caught between two armies here, so. Break off. Come on, stop charging them.
Take the ground.
If they got all their troops at the same time, this might have gotten much worse. Yep. Getting surrounded would be pretty terrible. But thankfully, they come in piecemeal, so... These guys aren't terrible fighters. Clan rats. Slave spears. Pathetic. Also, it helps that our units get bonuses of morale. There's still a lot of them, though. When they get low on health, because they're just like, you know, we're not gonna give up. Flee? I don't understand the concept. My units do get tired charging them around all over the place. Their stats get lower. Like, kind of. But it doesn't tend to affect them too much. Oh, we had a disconnect. No! Why does that happen? Oh dear. What are you doing up there? They're just clan rats, so charge them.
General! No lingering! Ready! Take the ground! Formation! March!
Okay. Form up again. Where's Katarine? There she is.
Empire endures! To battle! Yes, sir! Quickly! Sigma calls!
Go over there.
Our steeds are restless!
You charge. Oh, their spears.
Yes, General! Yes, General!
If we can get them without them being braced.
Sir! Our orders? To battle!
There we go.
Taking position! Ready! Yes, my lord! Swordsman!
There's still quite a lot of Skaven.
Missile infantry!
My Kreml guard are getting so badly beaten up.
Prepare for combat! Cavalry, ready!
You're not fleeing. You're wavering.
Quick march!
You're just spears. You're just clan rats.
Ulrich's wrath!
There we go. They broke.
Yes, sir! Quickly! The ground quakes! Take the ground! Quickly! For the Emperor! No lingering! For the Heldenhammer! Our steeds are restless! Sigma calls!
Charge over here.
Sigma guides us! The Empire endures! Quick march! Swordsman! At speed! Send this out! Go! We obey!
Oh, I'd like some more cannon shot.
Yes, sir, quickly!
Oh, well.
Our orders! We serve the Emperor! For Heldenhammer! Get them! Go! In the name of the twin-tailed comet! Ready! To battle! Yes, sir! The ground quakes! Go! Limber weapons! Quick march! Yes, General!
Oh, they're all fleeing.
Hammers ready! Attack!
We might have taken them to the point where they're just going to break. Fight another time.
Get them! Attack! At your service! Our weapons are yours! Emperor's might! To battle! Taking position! Go!
Warriors flee.
For the Emperor!
There. Okay.
Quick march!
They're shattered. Good. Okay.
Sigma's heirs!
Costly battle though. Yeah. Thankfully, hopefully, they'll give me a few turns to build up. As said, it looks like
At speed!
mass routing. Maybe.
At speed! For the comets ready! Send this out! For the war!
Oh.
In the name of the twin-tailed comets! Moving out! At speed!
Come on, hold up here.
At speed! Sigma calls!
Some of my units are fleeing.
The Empire is yours! Missiles will fly! For France! We await your orders!
He shattered. No, you're broken. You just broke again. Fine.
Ready! Taking position! We obey! Sigma calls! Get the queen! Scamper! Ready for war! Take the ground! Halberdiers!
The spell I'm casting is Shield of Cold. It gives the unit I cast it on some damage resistance, which means they take less damage, and extra melee attack, which means they have a higher chance of hitting the enemy and dealing damage to them in melee. And there we go. Oh, they broke. We won't be able to kill all of them. There's just too many, and we don't have enough cavalry. Ugh. That wasn't... Well, we won. I don't know if I could have done that better. If I had some, like,
Moving now!
more artillery. Maybe if I'd focused on taking down their generals a bit faster. But I didn't have anything to do that with.
Sigma calls! Now! For the Emperor! Yes,
Okay,
my lord.
we'll just... I don't know, chase down whatever you can. Exhausted? Yep. Dun da da. My winged lancers got 400 kills in the battle. Some of those are just from chasing enemies down, but got a fair amount of fair amount of workout in this battle. I'm glad they didn't have any of their more powerful units. Rat ogres would have made things a bit more difficult, though I did have a lot of spears and halberds, so if they charged them, I would have been kind of fine. If they had had artillery, that would have made things a lot worse. And yeah, they're all fleeing for the hills. Oh, I don't think I can chase any more down. Pyrrhic victory! How many did we kill? I lost 763. I had 613 remaining, so they killed half my over half of my army. However, we killed about 2,003 or 400. And that's not even all of them. All up, there was like 3,000, 4,800, maybe 4,900, perhaps. Well, actually, that was a good... That was a fun battle. I like running around with the cavalry like that, and not many factions can do it. Look at my winged lancers. They have 454 kills. 289 kills on the cannon. That's pretty impressive. 800, 188, 144, 120, 69, 196 on those guys. 152 on the Kreml Guard. Only 28 on those guys. And 49 on them, but they're not that good. More artillery would be a good idea. Yes, if I could build it. Artillery comes rather late in my build tree. At the moment, most I have to focus on is horse archers and these spears and all that. And these axemen. Which are not bad units. These are comparable to these. But I think they might have a bit more armor piercing and they have higher leadership. So they hold out for longer. Yes. Maybe Katarine will get another level from this battle. Or she will, and maybe I'll be able to get an offensive spell. I don't think I can. I think they're all higher level though. So. I would like another spellcaster. But as I was saying, this was actually quite a good battle, because that was a fair amount of units, and if I look over at my settings, I actually dropped no frames at all during that. Frames missed due to rendering lag. There is a few. 695, and there's a few more skipped frames due to encoding lag, which is 1,136, but that is 0.2 and 0.3%, so that is acceptable to me. I don't really have standards for it in the first place, but no, my computer was actually able to handle this pretty well. It wasn't a complete slideshow. At least I don't think it was. I did note in my last video that it was a bit choppy at some times, but perhaps turning down the graphics a little bit helped more than I thought. There's not really any other army better to test it with than the Skaven. There's so many units. I think the only armies which could have more units than the Skaven could possibly be the Tomb Kings. Just because they've got armies for the skeletons. Double standards is better than no standards. I don't have any, like, what's it called? I don't have any basis to work off of. Other than what it does for Doom or Heretic, and those are piddly easy for my computer to run, so... You know, most of the stress comes from the streaming. This game, however, is much more recent. Anyway, I'm rather pleased with that. It didn't have any issues. Katarine got 11 kills. Well done. And you didn't actually get hurt too badly. I was afraid that the wizards were gonna do her an injury, but no. Very impressive. Only 15 on those spearmen there, though. These guys. They must have got caught by some spells. Warlock didn't get any kills. He's casting Pestilent Breath and... We get some loot for killing the army. 111, or 1,100, that's pretty good. We get a level, even though it says 101. Near miss by an overexcited artillery commander. Hey, shush, shush. We'll just forget about that. Look out, sir. Yeah. You can see their army is just all Skaven. These clan rats and so on. Most of them actually had shields. Or this army didn't. This army did. That's actually all clan rats. It will be a problem when they start getting their more elite units like Storm Vermin. There. Storm Vermin are the elite of the Skaven. I say that elite with extremely heavy quotation marks around it. They're actually just special in the tabletop because Skaven do not have any elite units. They're not an army which would have them. Now, do I want to kill them or do I want the extra 600 gold? People are going to dislike that. But I don't get any money for killing them. 600's not that much, but it could be enough to like it will be enough to put me over 2,000, which could be enough to build like walls somewhere or something. Needs must. There we go. Do I want to chase them down? I had to replace their general. They've got a master engineer there now rather than a gracier. Now the... Hey. Hey, Norscans. Do you want to come and attack me? I'm kind of weak right now. My major army got beat up. Come on. You know you want to fight. Yep, there you go. Should I let them have Zoishank? Do I want to hold Zoishank from them? What have I got there? 2 spearmen and 3 spears and 2 swordsmen. As well as the 4 spearmen I built here. And Boris Borka himself. Which... he doesn't have anything, he's a melee fighter. Can he get it like a bear cavalry? Yeah, he can get an no. Yes! He can get an Erskin. Which is I think a large bear for his mount. Erengrad. Oh, I can't build basic walls. It's 2,500. I build it somewhere else. Is it cheaper somewhere else? Volksgrad, I could build. Guardhouse. That's not really worth it.
Lady of the Glade at your service.
Not Scryer's will.
Yes, we can see one of the techno rats here. The master engineer. Warlock master. It was added in a DLC a little bit ago. He's got a big backpack and warp lightning arcing all over him. He casts spells. He's a wizard, but he gets a number of mounts based on technology, so... he's got warp lightning and howling warp gale. It's also in stalking stance.
Proud daughter of Athel Loren.
Yeah. We actually got a fair number of our units back after the battle. Now, our casualties aren't perhaps as bad as they seemed. I don't really want to put you on a warhorse. Ice Pegasus. Casualty replenishment? Shard Storm would be great. What do you get after this? Gift of the Winter Wind. Physical resistance whenever I'm casting spells. And minus speed for the enemy. Ooh, that's nice. That's a big buff for all of my units. Yeah, I think it becomes an area of effect overcast. That's nice. Slows down the enemy. I think that's... ground enemy. Self, ground, ally. Increased effect area, yeah. Wind of ice. Sure. Glacial barriers, just kind of... I don't want to put the point into it just for the beginning. I mean, but... let's do it. If we put it in now, we'll be able to get it later
How
on.
can I assist you? Anything is possible.
Ready.
I want to let you have Zoishank. Yeah, it's only level 1 and it's got fields. It doesn't really matter. Erengrad. We'll build a pottery there. We need money. So build a weaving house there. Zavastra. You can build a weaving house, that way we'll get 500 extra gold. You can go to Erengrad. Zoishank, sorry. You're going to be sacrificed for the greater good. Do I want to chase them down?
Think the side again.
I would prefer to destroy the army, so...
No mercy.
There we go. Yep, that's easy. Okay. There we go. Just wipe them out. We'll get extra money from that.
Lady of
And
the Blade.
we will go to Fort Ostrog. We actually severely weakened them. But even in this state, I don't think I'd be able to take this settlement. Do they get... Actually, I don't think they get warp bombs. Plague Claw Catapult, Warlock Engineer, 3 Clan Rats, 2 Plague Monks, 2 Hell Pit Abomination. That's a problem. 2 Rat Ogres, Night Runners, Poison Wing Globadiers, Skaven Slave Slingers. The biggest problems there are the Plague Monks, which are nasty melee. Plague Claw Catapults are kind of meh. Especially in a siege. Hell Pit Abominations, I could shoot them. They don't have much in the way of, like, infantry. I mean, they've got Slave Slingers. They've got 2 units of Night Runners, but they're not really good in melee. Clan Rats are Clan Rats. And 2 units of Plague Monks, as I said. Plague Monks are frenzied melee units. They're focused on attack.
Azray.
No, we're not Azray.
Raise Sigma.
Marcus, no!
Can I offer?
Well, you can sit in there. Settlement upgrade. No, I'm not going to upgrade Zoishank. Forget Zoishank. Don't want to build another weaving house there. 2 turns. Hey!
And what can
Dwarves!
we do for you,
Trader Dreamer?
Warhammer?
Nope. Do you hate me for that? No, they don't actually hate me for, They like me for being war with Clan Mulder. Because dwarves hate Skaven, more so than basically any other faction. And maybe you don't hate me yet because word hasn't spread that I released those units. It would only be a slight hatred. Like, they're just sort of like, you release them. It's not like, you dare release Skaven, I hate you forever now. It's not like that. Ugh. Well, that went better than I thought it would. I have a cannon, so I would be able to attack Hell Pit. I'd just be able to punch a hole through their walls, which makes it easier. I could also try and starve them out. Force them to have a land fight. Though I kind of think that would actually be in their advantage. Because the AI functions worse in a siege battle than it does on the land, than it does in a land battle. It does its best. Well, maybe not. You know, I killed 2,500 units, but you released 287, minus 200 relations. It's not that big of a deal. I don't actually care what the other factions think about. The bonuses I get for them liking me because I'm, you know, a good guy, if sort of far out stretches that. Oh! Well, the Red Eyes came and sieged Kislev in the southern oblast. That's the Greenskins. Yep, and Surtha Ek is stretching his chariot's wheels and is attacking Zoishank. You gotta kill that, you gotta raise it, and you gotta raise it in honor of... No! Actually, you didn't! You just raided it! You just sacked it! You didn't raise the settlement! I thought they could only raise them after they defeated them. So Zoishank is still there. Just as a burning ruin, kind of. How much did they take from that? 458. Like, whatever. Oh, this other stuff, yeah. Kislev is sieged by Greenskins. Let's have a look. What's this army like? We could actually auto-resolve that and we'd win it. And they've got their spellcaster, who's got sneaky stabbing and vindictive glare. They've got nasty skulkers, orc boys with spears, orc boys, goblins, snotlings, forest goblins with bows. They're just goblins, but they have poison attacks. Night goblin archers, basically the same thing, except they have lower leadership, but they've got higher speed. And goblin wolf riders. Forest goblins are added by the mod, so are the snotlings, so are the orc boys with spears. If there seems overlap in unit types, that is kind of on purpose. Because the Greenskins were able to build themed armies around different tribes. So,
Lady of the Glade at your
forest goblins and night goblins, they have both archer units. They're slightly different, not really enough to make a major difference, but I like them being there all the same because it adds variety.
proud daughter of
Oh. Now, what do I want? What is this? Oh, that's a breath attack. That's an actual attack spell. I'll get that. Wind of Ice, that's good. Does it have... It won't have a video for it. No, forget that. So that will actually be good for dealing with large groups of Skaven. That would have been useful before.
Now,
Or large numbers of Greenskins. Greenskins are melee focused for the most part. Orc boys, the orcs are the bigger threat in melee. Nasty skulkers have very low leadership, but they're good at stabbing stabbing heavily armored units in the back. Goblin spears are... Oh, they got spears. They're slightly good against cavalry. They've got numbers. They've got 120, so... Snotlings are pathetic. Ignore them. Forest goblins are bows. Sneaky? Night goblins are even sneakier. They have poison arrows. Goblin wolf riders... They're fast. Their leadership's not very good, though.
what does
Sorry.
the Emperor bid?
A step too far.
highborn.
You went from there, and you attacked Fort Ostrok.
Yes, my lord.
Can't build anything else there.
Can I offer?
Feel like I should divide my army up in between you.
Now wait. Raise your weapons.
I'm looking at this bar down here. It's saying that I might be able to win. And I want to know whether... If they attack my settlement, I would be able to win. If I also resolved, would I win? It's kind of a bit over 50-50, I think. I would like to free it up just so that I can get the income from the settlement. Hey!
All right.
Empire, would you help me deal with this? No. Ostermark? No. Cracker Drac?
Honor to your ancestors.
You're willing to trade now? No. 50-50 is not that great odds, so... the auto-resolve is... I did auto-resolve the battle up here, and it was a clear victory. So, but that one... I know I can beat that army if they attack me in the settlement, or I'm pretty sure I can beat that army if they attack me in the settlement. It's just whether I want to auto-resolve it now and have destroy the army completely, and have a few moments of peace from here. They might even ask for peace with loss of their army, and then I wouldn't have to worry about him for a while. I want to move you up to attack Sirtha Ek. Your raiding camp. How far can you reach? Maybe to about there.
How can I assist you?
I could try an ambush. If I ambushed, they might try and raid Zoishank next turn if they can't see me. If they don't see me. Battling 3 fronts is not great. No, it's sort of like they're going to be attacking me early on because I've got armies, and then I destroy their armies, and it's just sort of they back off from me for a bit and give me some time to build up. Also, the Norse are not or allied up here. They are fighting each other up here. We have Varg here, and we have Nagel Farlings up here. There's Scaling here. And they will fight amongst themselves, and then one victor will arise and sort of unite them all. Which is a problem. They actually also have some legendary lords, which we haven't seen yet. One is, I think, Wulfric the Wanderer, which is a duelist. Another one's Throg the Troll King, who's a large troll with a very small crown, but quite a bit of intelligence. And a big hammer. So,
What do you need? Your orders
now
are
let's put you there. Could I ally one of the Nords and help them fight the other Nords? Part of me wants to say no. At the same time, it is possible to ally with the Norse. However, for the most part, you see that they just hate me. They're either at war with me, Scaling, hate me. They've got minus 60 to me. They have aversion, because they dislike me because I'm weak Southerners, basically, and I don't worship the Chaos Gods, and great power. I'm a major faction, so they're naturally predisposed to be against me. It is possible later on in the game to ally with them, possibly. Or at least to be at peace with them and build up from there. It's not something I tend to do, but it is possible. And in the lore, some of the factions do trade with the Northmen, with the Norsemen, because they're not completely savage. They're just mostly savage. Ally with them and promise them dwarven land. Out of them both, I think the dwarves are actually my better ally. We're non-aggression agreement right now, but dwarves, warriors, are very good. They also have good artillery. And ranged. And if they can get stronger, not that they're likely to, they do tend to get beaten down by Norska, from what I remember. But Cracker Drac is a good ally to have up there. I can't see into their territory because they're not doing much with me. Come on, I want like a defensive alliance with you or something. Or just a military access agreement. That way we could move armies through each other's territories and so on. Or trade. Trade would be nice. You're not willing to trade with me. But yeah. There's also more dwarves to the south. Just a bit. There's another dwarf faction called Karak Kadrin. The Slayer Keep.
I think it unlikely
Oh.
that we will agree on anything, but please do try.
Yes. What do you want? Hey, speaking of peace treaties, the Dark Prince demands peace so he may seek out fresh followers. Well, you're at war with the Wintertooth and me. The Wintertooth are up here. This is one of the legendary lord factions with the Norsemen. It's the one. Wintertooth is led by Throg, the Troll King. Throg? Troll King. How big are you, actually? You're there, I think. That's all of your settlement. If I ally with you, you might end up in a war with Varg, which might take them off my back. Sure, whatever. I'm a reasonable southerner to a degree. Yeah. I don't expect that to really come much from. He took land from me. Of course he would want peace before he take it back. That wasn't the same faction. That was, we're being attacked by Varg of the Norsca. That was Nagelfarlings, I think it's called. Yeah, Aisling's Concave is Nagelfarlings, which is a different Norscan tribe. No, that's fine. So they might actually hate them now. Military actions against Kislev. Well, the Nagelfarlings like that the Varg are attacking me. They hate that they made trespassers against the Nagelfarlings. Apparently Varg are tromping through their territory. And they dislike that the Varg have treaties with Wintertooth. If I defeated Surtha Ek, that would severely damage his pride, as it were. Because
It is time.
Norscan leaders sort of are a lot of bravado, and if you...
These are dark times.
It is more of a Norscan thing, actually. If the North fight against each other, there we go. They raise the settlement, we can catch them and defeat them. Will I fight this? Honestly, auto-resolving it will probably result in less casualties. However, I'd like to show off the Norse armies, and it's small, so we'll do this battle. Besides, you can't just fight all the large battles. I like playing some of the small battles too, because even the ones where I'm vastly outnumber the enemy, because it just becomes a stomp fest, and that could be fun. You just get to watch the spectacle. And we'll get to see a war mammoth, and why I'm kind of terrified of them. They've got some chariots. Norscan chariots are annoying? You think a chariot is like a lightly armored thing for, like, scooting around the battlefield quickly. Marauder chariots are iron-clad, heavily armored platforms where Norsemen are armed with, like, long-handled halberds. And the horses are heavily armored too, so don't know how they move. The horses are just that strong. But yeah, they got 4 infantry, 6 chariots, 1 horseman unit, and the war mammoth, and Surtha Ek, who's on a chariot as well. I'm gonna have to catch him with my halberdiers. And we have Boris Borka in this battle as well, so he'll get some experience from this. We'll have our cannon fire at the war mammoth. Guess I have a lot of horsepower? Uh-huh. The Norsca doesn't actually have too much cavalry. They have Marauder Spearmen, which is the unit they have here. Or Marauder Horsemen. They have Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes, I think. And they have Marauder or Horseman Masters, I think, which are like a more heavily armored version. But they're not actually that heavily focused on like cavalry. They later become more about heavily armored infantry, with Marauder champions and armored skin wolves, and
Our weapons are yours.
backed up with Famir, which are armored like Cyclopean swamp dwellers.
Swordsmen.
Now, what else do they have? Wolves. Okay. think I might outrange the Marauder Horseman. It's your armor piercing. 2. Yeah, and you're just armed with pistols.
Cavalry, ready! Great swords!
Incredible Guard.
Powerful flank!
Go there. Cut her in. Go directly across from them. A cannon.
Sigmar command!
Aim that way. No, not Sigmar. What's the god of the... I can't remember what the god of the Kislev is. Ursun? Might be Ursun. But yes, let's have a look. Boris. Just a moment. Get up there. Okay. We can see the war mammoth here. I think it's just a mammoth. No, it's like the size of a Mumakil from Lord of the Rings. Except it's woolly, and its trunk creeps me out all the time. That's its nose. Got massive tusks and beady red eyes, and it's got a howdah on the back with Norsemen in it who throw like spears. So they have feral mammoths as well, which are just this, but without all the armor. And they also have another one with a war shrine, which I believe increases the morale of units around it. Have them with their big axes. More big axes. Shields. There's Surtha Ek on his chariot. There's a Marauder Horseman. And there's some of their chariots. You can see how it's just like a big hunk of metal on wheels. As I said, I don't know how the horses are able to pull it, but they're Norscan horses. They're just that tough. Shoot the war mammoth. Oh, our cannons are actually shooting at their chariots. So.
For the Emperor! Keeping distance, sir! Pistoliers!
Come on. Even though pistols aren't actually good against chariots because they've got 90 armor, we are still able to damage them, and we might be able to take some of them out. Come on. Pow, 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 pow. There we go. We destroyed one, and they're broken, and they've got low health. So, oh. Shoot them. Come on. We're shooting the mammoth with cannonballs. It's slightly perturbed. They also don't have spear infantry, so we can just charge them with our cavalry and not care. Got rid of their Marauder Horsemen. Hold! I said hold! I suppose you can't do much when you're charged by that much enraged pachyderm. Okay. Charge them in the back. Come over here. Yeah, I just want you shooting those marauders. This is why this is why mammoths are scary. But they do kind of break relatively easily. The problem is surviving long enough to be able to deal damage to them so they flee. We didn't see the charge from the winged lancers. Oh, keep shooting it. I don't want it coming back. When you say Meridia? Marina. Whatever.
Yes, General.
Shh. Pow. Shoot that mammoth. Bring it down. Shoot those chariots quick. Well. Hey! And they flee.
Ready for war!
So that was pretty easy. Destroy another chariot. Do you take down a mammoth? Come on, destroy that mammoth. They might have started the game with that. If we could take it out, then we'll be able to prevent them from building another one for a while.
Awaiting command!
No! Oh, that's my Dracena. Okay. That's more acceptable. And the more arrows I put into it, the more mass it's gonna have when it charges. I almost wish that was a thing. You just saw how I had like my units braced with their spears down and it still just plowed through them. Now it's gonna escape. Poops. Oh well, it just vanishes if it's off into the distance. Sirthic got pretty badly beaten up as well. But oh well. I don't know why you got so badly beaten up. I must have left you in melee. They're not really melee fighters, but they're still cavalry, so they can deal shock damage to the enemy. Okay. We don't have to clean them up, actually. They're going to lose all of their units when I win the battle anyway. And Boris Borka makes a token appearance at his daughter's side. Just to say, you know, oh, this battle was so easy. You don't even need me here. This is the best the Norscans can put at us. Is this a mod? I am playing with mods, yes. Several mods. Too many for me to actually list. Kislev mod, yes. Boris is just there to see that the referendum is going according to plan. He is very proud of his daughter. She is of true Urson blood, and a very powerful mage, and competent leader. We're just beating up some Norscans who are raiding our territory. And our winged hussars get 108 kills, and I don't think they lost a single horseman. That is very impressive. Winged lancers. Did I say winged hussars? They're the same thing. There's a better unit of them, though. There's a Griffin Riders, I think. Griffin Legion, I think. Which are winged lancers, but they have two of the feathered back things, and their horses are painted half red. Sirthic got 72 kills though. The Mammoth only got 19 kills. So it plowed through my lines, but it really didn't do too much. We're lucky we had the cannon. The cannon only got 1 kill. It wasn't a mammoth. I'd say that much. Maybe I should have taken control of it and shot the mammoth myself. Five. The chariots didn't do anything. They got 0 kills and 2 kills. That would have been from charging my archers. But... or casualties. They're not necessarily kills. But, I mean, you know, if a guy's head pops off, you tend to assume they're dead. It's not always the case. And they don't have to be undead for that not to be the case. But 23 kills on the great sword, great axes. Okay. Ooh, 728. I will take that. That's basically 1,000 for that battle. And we got an item, and they flee. Can I chase you down? No, I can't. Well, poops. Get a bit closer. There we go.
Lady of the Azray.
Well, we defeated them. We got Battle Masters for it. Yay. +5 leadership from that. Dragonbane Gem. More fire resistance. Good. That would be useful against all the fire attacks we're going up against. Oh, they did raise Zoishenk. They raised it in name of the serpent. Which is Slanesh. Kislev's still under attack. Hey! Helmet Furbach. Would you like to deal with them? What are you doing up here, you Talabekland? You're just marching through Beckhafen. Okay. I don't care! Borders are for lesser people. I'm a noble. Ah. Hey, you're friendly with us.
Approach and make your offer.
Non-aggression. Thank you. Hey, diplomacy. Norsca. What's it got? Nordlands. Non-aggression? Nope. How quickly the Southerners forget our sacrifice in the so that they can live safe another day.
Yes?
Ostermark?
I will listen, but I don't agree.
Nope. Auckland, I don't think they're really interested. Empire! Trade agreement! Military access. We tower over you. Your strength rating 142. You own all of our Reichland from what I can see. No? What about just trade? Thank you! We get a bit more gold from that. Red Eye. Would you like peace?
Yeah, speak up, or I'll take your tongue.
Nah, we're not gonna have any of that. Hey, Claire Mulder, I beat you. You would be willing to accept a peace treaty. I would prefer to have a peace treaty. Peace treaties last for 20 turns. As far as I know, the AI will not break a peace treaty unless it's drawn into a war by one of its allies. And the Clan Mulder are not allied with anyone, so... I would like to offer that. They're spineless. I've beaten them. They're willing to accept it just because they're like, yes, don't kill us, please. Oh, great and powerful Kislevians. Man things. No furs. Sure. Can I actually, payment? Demand payment. Here. Can I, like, force you to give me some money?
Indeed.
I did. I got 1,800 from that. I might have been able to get 2,000 from that. Fine. That's pretty good. We actually have a bit of money now, and we're getting 1,000 per turn because of the trade. You're not going to like that, however. Yeah, past treaties with Clan Mulder, and past treaties with Nargle Filings. My reputation, my attitude with them is still improving, but they dislike that I made peace with the Skaven and the Norscans, because they're like, what? You're making peace with them? No. Would you like some gold along with that? Alas, our ideals differ greatly. What if I gave you like 1,000 for that? Because that would be quite profitable. I would get dwarf beer and gemstones. Not that these really mean anything to me, but it's about building relations in the future. Nope. Okay. Maybe we need a few more turns of proving our worth. Erengrad. We can actually upgrade you to another level. Prague I can too as well. Which one do I want to upgrade more? Prague or Erengrad? Erengrad's going to be under attack more often at the moment. So I'm going to spend all my money on that.
Orders?
Do I want to take Zoishenk back? No, I don't have the money to. Okay. And you just move there so that you're within range of each other. And we'll pass another turn. Nope. I had a few more skipped frames due to encoding lag. I'm up to 1.1% now. Not sure when that was. It might have been during loading. It's actually kind of acceptable. Really. For the most part, I'm not really having too much of a problem. 1% still pretty good. Even though it shows up as being yellow. It's not going up while I'm looking at it. For people who might be watching, I am doing this in part to see how my computer fares streaming and running the game at the same time. This is not necessarily going to be a long-running campaign as Kislev, but it is going quite interesting, so I might do it for a bit longer. I mean, you know, maybe some more parts, another part or a few in the future. Not much longer tonight, I don't think. Oh, Red Eye, could you just leave me alone, please? You're getting hungry, maybe you'd like some squigs. Go and eat them. Stop pestering me. The Varg going to run off?
Speak briefly.
Oh, hello.
I can see your life draining away before my very eyes.
We want peace! Could you beat us? When corn wanes, his brothers counsel peace to work on their own plots. Well... Give me money? That's low. Give me money? That's low. Give me money? That's low. Give me money? That's moderate. That's high. If you go too high, they will actually just say, no, I'm not going to accept that, and they just stay at war with you. Yeah, 1,000? Sure. It is done. My tribe will blah blah blah. So we're at war with Varg as well. Cracker Drac won't like that. But... yeah. Nope. Your warriors range deep into hostile lands, but all is not well. There are dark omens abroad, as if the shadow of some horned god was watching for the evil moon above. The army is fettered by more Sleeb's glare. I can improve the omens for 1,500 gold and war fervor, which is increased leadership, or risk more Sleeb's wrath. Do nothing. I will do nothing. More Sleeb is one of the two moons in the Warhammer Fantasy Battle setting. There's More Sleeb and Munsleeb. Munsleeb is basically a normal moon. More Sleeb is a green moon made out of warpstone. And it is...
What do you need?
Its baleful gaze drops upon things and it has a high chance of mutating them. It's a bad omen.
And what can the Dawi do for you?
Trade?
Won't happen.
Nope. Won't happen. Okay, fine. I want to take back these settlements.
The nation calls.
It costs 2,000 to take that one. It costs more because he's got so little army. You actually lose half of your army in the recolonizing effort.
Lady of
If I take that, it's 1,000.
You called?
If I capture that now, then you'll have time to... Ooh. Hello. I didn't see that. Are you attacking them? That's bear slings.
Step too far.
Olaf Hilmarson. Yeah, and you just raided Cracker Ravensvak. Ravensvak. Vik. Ravensvik. Maybe.
Lady of Athel Lauren.
If I take that, then they'll probably come down and attack me. They're probably just all Norse warriors, though, because
I will marshal the
I
men.
didn't leave them with much in the first place. Let's colonize this one.
It is time.
Reclaiming the glory. A bit of extra money from lowered upkeep cost.
Proud daughter of Athel.
You move up there. We can see a bit of their army now. Marauder berserkers, spearmen, marauders, marauder hunters. Fine. Get colonial factors. How much did that take? 12 turns, 7 turns. Actually, go for continuous production. Lower the construction cost of buildings. How many turns are you going to hold out for? 5. We can increase tax rate here. And we'll do another turn. Actually, maybe have enough money, have enough income to support another army. I can move Boris Boka down to Fort Ostrosk and give him some cavalry archers, perhaps. That would increase their killiness by a fair bit. I think I mentioned in one of the previous times I've played as Kislev, I actually had an army of horse archers running around the place, dealing with raiders, people who might tromp across my lands and try to evade my armies. I don't know if an army made up of cavalry actually moved faster in this than an army with infantry and siege weapons. It used to be the case. That's how it is in other Total War games, but I don't know whether that's a thing in Warhammer. This whole world is existing, and we're just seeing this single part of it. But we're focusing where it's important at the moment. We'll worry about the rest of the world, I don't know. If we ever get to the point where I'm taking over the Empire or something like that. Yep. Okay. Well, they didn't raise Krakow Ravensvik, so they just sacked it. That's good. The dwarves didn't lose the settlement. Don't know why they... I wish I had some heroes. I'd be able to send someone over there to have a look. Heroes are like agents. You got strict. Okay. Characters can get traits which give them slight bonuses or stat increases and decreases sometimes. For instance, Boris Boka here just got strict, which increases public order by 1, by 2, and then by 3 if because he spent a few turns in a settlement with low population, with low public order.
These are dark times.
So they can become sort of enforcers, as it were. Are you alright over there? Cracker Ravensvik is got no garrison. Cracker Drak is alright. Sjortrucken. Sjok Trucken is alright too.
Can I offer assistance?
Alright, well, our enemies up there are sort of leaving us alone for the moment, so we'll go down here.
How can I assist you?
Good.
What does the
Can you take that? No. How much are you decreasing public order there by? 2. So 8. Raise it to 60. You just go across the border.
Yes, my lord.
9. Okay. Yeah, also because of your bonus. So, do I want to get some Ungol Horse Archers? 116 per turn upkeep. Don't have the money.
I ain't doing that.
Skaven are building up again.
Address me.
They also have a hero. They have a plague priest here. Which, could be a pest. Heroes are, or as they were called in previous games, agents. Heroes are a bit different in Warhammer than agents, so, they're units, individual units, like a person, which you can attach to an army, or you can move around a campaign map on their own. And they have several abilities which they can use to bolster your armies, bolster your settlements, hinder the enemy's armies, hinder the enemy settlements, or, like, assassinate characters. It depends on the type of hero. Some of them can, like, make a enemy region more prone to rebelling by lowering their public order. Other ones can raise your raise your income in a province. Some others can, like, train your troops to get them to get higher ranks over time. That's not much. They also have abilities of their own. Some of them are, like, focused on melee fighting. Other ones are spellcasters. Some of them are ranged, like archer units. So, as the Empire, we have access to a captain, or it might be a boyar, or the Kislev, which is a melee fighter. We have witch hunters, which are melee fighters, but more of a duelist. Oh, you're attacking me. Okay. This might be the last battle which I do for the session. We have, as I said, the witch hunters, which are a melee focused unit. Duelist. You'd use them to take out enemy heroes, or enemy heroes and lords. They have a pistol as well, but they can also debuff enemy heroes and lords by accusing them of heresy. We also have priests of Ursun, which buff our units around them if they're like the warrior priests of Sigmar. And we can get wizards, which of course cast spells. Not as effective as Katarine, but you can use them to bolster your own spellcasting by getting more getting more magic points to cast spells, as well as just having more options in terms of magic. Each hero, though, takes up a slot which could be filled up with a unit, so you don't want to build an army just of heroes. I mean, you can, but I don't like doing that. So. It's not fun. I prefer playing armies which are which makes sense. You can build an army of nothing but great swords and steam tanks, but it's just, I never do that. It just doesn't seem fun. Anyway, we're gonna see greenskins. Ornery backslider. It's been an ornery pain in my backside for a while. Taking Fort Jakova and now sieging Kislev. His army is kind of pathetic, honestly. They're lacking any tougher units. Greenskins' toughest melee unit is the Black Orcs, which are heavily armored orc units. Right. Well, you have some siege there. You have some siege towers with big faces on them, and a battering ram with a big face on it. You don't even have a cap on the ram. You've got like a horn on the end of that end, but this end you've just got a stump. Okay. Here's goblins. They got little pointed hats and big spears, and they're gangly and they got big noses. Here's the forest goblins. They've got feathers and bows. Here's orc boys. They got leather shields and choppers. And some armor. Not much. And they're rowdy. These talk like this and you're all about crumping them stupid humies. They also have cool designs on their shields. There's orc boys with spears. That's added by a mod. They can get spears in the tabletop. In the base game, they do not have orc boy spears. They have goblin spears. But I have a mod which gives them orc boy spears. Because, more units for the orcs. They have a lot of variety, so it's nice to have them. We also can't see their night goblins because they're hidden at the moment. And their general is... The nasty skulkers are in here. Okay. That's not really a good choice to lead with them. Oh, there's also some others over here. Oh, we can actually see their general. Yeah, there's their general. There he is. Ornery backslider. He's a great goblin shaman. He's got skulls and a staff, a magic staff and all that. He casts spells. I special. What do we have over here? Goblin spears, orc boys, orc spears, and in here, orc boys spears and orc boys spears. Okay. Well, let's defend this spot. We have to defend this square. We have the walls, which can help us, but I don't think I'm actually going to make use of those. They have cannons or archer towers attached to them. Though, I wish I had a hero. Like, even a captain. Well, I mean, it would be a captain, but... Okay. And you go... There. They don't have much in the way of archers, so... They're not going to be able to shoot my guys too badly. Oh, where's our general? This is our general unit, actually. These great swords here. So I won't put them on there. I want you... In the case where you do not have a hero unit, a infantry unit gets chosen as the captain for the battle. This is him. This is the captain unit at the moment. It's called Sergov Denikin. And you can see they have a blue circle around the unit, which denotes their leadership aura. It's not much, but they can encourage my units because the general's there. He hasn't run away. There we go. The cavalry, I think, can fire over my units because they're on horses and they're higher up. Okay. You go over there. Actually, go there. Good. And we hold. And they don't have artillery either, so we won't have to defend against boulders being chucked at us. Greenskins aren't really much for technology. They have catapults. And they have spear chuckers. Ballistas. But they don't come with any of them here, so yes. They're mostly focused on brute strength. Black orcs with big axes or shields or 2 choppers. Giants with massive clubs. Arachnarok spiders, which are massive spiders with howdahs on them, with goblins all over them. Trolls, which are what they sound like. They're trolls with clubs. And they have acidic vomit, which they throw up all over the place. What else do they have? Orc boar boys? That's their cavalry, along with goblin wolf riders. Oh, do we actually see the wolf riders here? I think they have some. No? Oh, there they are. Yeah, and there's the snotlings. Look at them! Oh, they're so tiny. They're just goblins. In the model. But they're armed with, like, bones. And the occasional sword. But they're pathetic. Look at the orc. With the whip. He's giving them a leadership bonus. Because these things are completely cowardly. They've got a charge bonus of 5. Use the whip! And there's Goblin Wolf Riders. Which... they're on wolves. And they're light cavalry. Okay. Come on. Get up. Mouse wheel. Okay, there we go. They're actually shooting at me? Oh, it's the tower. Our units. These aren't actually Kislev units. We have swordsmen here. These are Empire swordsmen. We have great swords, which are another Empire unit. We have a Kreml guard instead. We have crossbows. We have outriders, which are armed with repeater rifles. Multi-barreled rifles, which fire in quick succession. There's vindictive glare from the goblin shaman. And we're going to decimate them with our archers crossbows because they do not have any shields. Yeah. And they've got terrible leadership, those guys there as well, anyway. Probably be best not to actually waste ammunition on them. But they can deal a fair bit of damage to my great swords if they get melee with them. Come on, form up a little bit more. Oh, we destroyed some siege equipment? Oh, that's... How did we do that? Yeah, whatever. Come on, I'd like you to shoot him. Fill him full of lead. There we go.
Great swords! Ready!
Move back.
Taking position!
You're getting hit over there. Oh, look, it's the... Oh no, it's not the snotlings. Nasty skulkers have an ability where they can drop smoke bombs and slow my units down. So they can get away. The cowardly little buggers that they are. Okay. Go back. I don't want you over there. I want the swordsman over there. There we go. And they are shooting at us. Oh, what are we backsliding? Yeah, it is. I thought we dealt more damage to you than that. Move back.
Take the ground!
He does sneaky stabbing, which increases melee attack and armor piercing on a unit.
Great swords! Charge! Fire strong!
Here the orcs go, wah! They charge into melee.
Armed and ready!
You're all about that wah.
Shoot them! Charge with us!
Okay. Shoot him! Nearly.
Ready to serve! Outriders!
Come on. How are we going over here? Oh, fine. This is a tactic I like using against as the dwarves, because the dwarf units are made to just hold the line and not give up.
Great swords! My
So doing this where the enemy units
war!
are exposed on the flank to my archers is very effective as the dwarves. Because you have very good range, then your units can take a beating in melee. Though it does mean you have to weather a fair bit of ranged, but as dwarves that's not too much of a problem, because you've got
Yes, sir!
good armor.
Sigma demands blood! Fire! Fire! Fight for more! Yes, my lord! Awaiting orders!
They like shooting at my general unit because they know if they get rid of that, my guys will have a bad leadership. Will have a lower leadership, so they like focusing fire on it.
Sigma's
Which is kind of annoying, but, you know, it's what I do. It's what I'm doing. Ordinary backslider comes back, he's going to get full of... full of arrows. Arrows. Bolts, not arrows. Not greenskins.
ready for war! Crossbowmen! Find your targets! Fire! We must kill them all!
It'd be good if you could.
Get her quickly! Standing by! Formation, march! At speed!
Okay, move up. You actually move over here.
Take the ground!
Don't think we need you over there. Already deal enough casualties to them that they'll break at some point. Could charge with my outriders. They're not melee combatants, so they're not good at it.
For France!
It's better to charge them into the rear than the front.
The Emperor! Armed and ready! Ranged weapons
Like what I was doing with my
ready!
Kislev archers and all that.
Bring it down! Outriders!
There's night goblins. Though they're archers, so they're even worse than melee than basic night goblins. You can charge them. There we go. And they broke.
We are Sigma's heirs!
Look at the goblins fly! Oh yes, we've got our other cavalry unit over here.
Weapons drawn!
Come on.
Taking position!
I am losing some frames due to encoding lag during the battle. Doesn't seem to be too bad. I might have to fiddle with the settings a bit more, though I don't think I'd ever be able to get rid of it completely.
Outriders! Go! Quick march!
Okay, can we take our Gate back? We can. We'll chase you down. The greenskins you are. You...
Formation.
Take that.
Ready.
Alright.
At speed. Taking that position. My Galmaraz.
Not Galmaraz, for Ursun. The voices are the Empire ones, so they're shouting for the wrong things. Galmaraz is the Warhammer, which Warhammer is named after.
Outriders.
I think it means like Skull Smasher or something like that. Galmaraz is a dwarf word.
Yes, General.
Come on. You're on.
Pursue the foe.
What's it called?
Our orders. Ready.
Oh, the Snotlings fled without even getting into combat. Yeah, it does. Ugh.
Outriders. Prepare the combat.
Snotlings are like tiny goblins. Imagine like a petty, sulky, like, I don't know. Vermin? They're really pathetic and low on the green skin totem pole. They're more seen as pets by the greenskins than anything else, but not in a fondness way, more as a, you know, look at it, it's so cute trying to do things. There we go, we'll just speed it up and chase them down. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. Ugh. Well, it's another battle. 7,878 frames skipped due to encoding lag. That is 1.5% overall. Kind of hope that was still watchable. It might have been a bit iffy. Some jumpiness. It's interesting that it actually took more frames in that battle than it did in the large Skaven battle. I think it did, anyway. That might have been because there was a city. Anyway. See, 36, 68, 30, 52, 17, 11, 104, 113, 73, 80, 105, 185, 49, 154. 202 losses out of 1,015. They deployed 1,786 and they lost 1,119. I think we... Yeah, we managed to, like, halve their number. Over half them. Yeah. Oh, look at those snotlings. They got slightly damaged when my cavalry charged them. They got no kills. They're so adorable. I really like that the mod adds snotlings. I've said that before, but... they're a unit in the tabletop. They're kind of as much of a joke there as they are in this. But the purpose of them is just there to be a joke. They do have a useful unit, which is not in the mod, sadly. There's a war machine called a Snotling Pump Wagon. Which is... imagine like a rickety tower. Maybe about 7-8 foot tall. Built on one of those, like... you know, those train carts where you have the levers, which you have two people pushing up and down, and it rumbles across the battlefield haphazardly with snotlings all over it, and they throwing rocks at you and poking you with sharp sticks, and possibly getting crushed under the wheels of their own vehicle. I've got the most kills on the Greenskins side. Oh, the Night Goblin Archers, they got 69 kills. Actually pretty good. That would be from all the ranged fire they were putting on my greatsword, so I imagine. I could maybe have charged my cavalry out to deal with them a bit more than that, but they had so many spears, I kind of preferred to keep my cavalry back. And besides, this is like a free army. It doesn't get experience, it just gets replenished over time. So, it doesn't matter how many of them die in like a few turns, they'll just generate back up to full. Not that you can really tell. And they'll be ready to go again. So if the enemy attacks in multiple succession, they can weaken down the defenders because they don't have a chance to replenish their losses. Oh. Prey herds come. Out of the forests they emerge, the horned beasts that stand upright in a vile parody of man. They are the cloven ones, the children of chaos, and they have come for us to tear down our civilization. The war herds are migrating and destroying anything in their path. Defend yourself from the beastmen's wrath. And they appeared down here. Oh, lovely. Well, we built that hamlet. And, ordinary backslider let off. So that's good. Yay! I am going to leave it there for tonight, though. We're on turn 18. Which is pretty good, and we're not dead yet. That's a bonus. But, yes. Ugh. I think this the test stream of Warhammer 2 Total War has gone pretty well. I don't think the frame skipping was too bad. People will have to tell me about that in themselves, because I don't think I can really tell. I could watch the recording afterwards, but since it's like 2.5 hours, I'm not really... I don't know. I don't really have the time to do that. Oh, I might be able to have a look through it. But anyway, that will be Warhammer 2, and that will be the end of my stream. Thank you very much for joining me for Warhammer 2 Total War. And I hope you'll join me again next time. Possibly for more Kislev, maybe for something else. It depends. I'll see what I feel like. But yes, until then, I will say farewell and goodbye.